the city, they shine in my spotlight. Commissioner on the rooftop, double H in the night sky. For the sidekicks we fight, for the right crosses we throw. For the ninjas we injure, revenge on our foes. From crime alleys to radioactive insects, genetic mutations, Weapon X rejects are infinite. Ursa in crisis, our wars are civil but secret. Here come
the Mad King,
Dillard Scalardo.
Cheese,
blaring through your speakers. Yeah, Hardly Heroes. It's clobbering time.
Welcome to the Hardly Heroes podcast, a podcast dedicated to movies, TV, and everything geek related. I'm your host, Buddy.
I'm Dillard Skillard.
And I'm Tater Tot. And guess what? ParmAlarm, ParmAlarm. Everybody get ready, it's the ParmAlarm.
Yeah.
Sidekick with no nickname.
Welcome, James. Everybody, welcome James to the studio. He's here. The ParmAlarm is back.
I'm here.
Thank you for sounding the ParmAlarm.
You're welcome.
I feel like it gets our listeners
It's
ready.
kind of like the bat signal.
Yes.
It sounds good from up here.
Right?
Yeah.
He's looking down on us right now.
Yeah, he is.
Hello, new listeners. For you guys, if it's your first time to the Hardly Heroes podcast, go to hardlyheroes.com. You can find out who the ParmAlarm is, James. You can find out all the funny words we say and maybe some of the inside jokes you might not understand.
That's true.
Because we kind of say them a lot.
Yeah.
And last week we had Manny, a.k.a. Blanny.
Blanny, a.k.a. the male nanny.
The male Manny.
A.k.a. America's butt.
Yeah. He used to be a host on the show. We thank you for coming on. We talked about his podcast in particular. And then we also talked about a certain fun charity that we will be getting into later.
Yes.
Project Wish
Upon
Upon
a Star.
But I want to say thank you to the ParmAlarm
Say it
for
again.
coming.
ParmAlarm, ParmAlarm. Everybody get ready, it's the
ParmAlarm.
Yeah.
So, just for new listeners real quick, we have to sound the ParmAlarm when James Navarro's here because, one, he's a little long-winded, he comes with packets,
Yes.
and he writes long emails.
And
Super long.
So we have
he
to...
likes to talk about deep cuts.
And yeah, he's a
And
deep cut
shout-outs.
shout-out guy, and we have to sound the alarm to let everybody know that he's in studio.
Right.
So
The
you can-
alarm is for, hey, it's going to be a long podcast.
It's going to be, buckle in,
Yeah.
because the ParmAlarm has been
You can't
sounded.
buckle in if you're standing up.
Clear your schedule.
That's another thing about James Navarro is he comes into our studio, okay? And he stands above all of us.
He's kind of like dancing in place, though. Just
Right.
He's a little...
chucking and
Do you
jiving.
have like restless leg syndrome or something?
I might, but it's kind of nice being up here. I can look down upon all of you.
Yeah, but you make all of us look up at you.
I actually
Exactly.
have that, Sheila. You shouldn't really joke about that. It's a serious condition.
Do you have...
Sort of.
I really do have RLS. And I didn't know until I saw, like, that's random, but you said it.
Can
But
I
didn't
tell
know
you?
until I saw
Can
the
I tell you
commercial.
something really quick though? Because
It
I
sucks.
don't have RLS, but I do have a weighted blanket, and I've read that a weighted blanket is supposed to be really good for RLS.
I could try that.
So I
I'll let you
sleep
know.
with a weighted blanket anyway, just because it's supposed to help with anxiety, but it's really supposed to help with restless leg syndrome. So
Okay.
They sell
sorry.
them at Home Goods.
yeah,
for
I'm really
pretty
sorry
cheap.
that I made fun of you, Dilly.
Yeah, because
Shout out to Home Goods.
It's a real deal.
Okay.
I have to live with this every night.
And Alex has to live with it.
Order in the court.
Your wife,
Order
Alex.
in the court.
So what do we got on the docket today, boys?
Thank you so much.
Can
to
I
talk
take over?
about.
Yeah.
Can the sidekick with no
Can the
nickname take over?
standings?
Because I listened to the last episode with Manny. Shout out to Manny. It was a good episode.
I know,
Manny.
'cause I'm back. So, I mean, of course.
You guys got some stuff wrong.
What? We did?
Yeah, I have some follow-up notes.
Okay. what
Who,
is-
Blanny did?
Blanny did pretty well, but we're talking, let's see. Cheese said, what was that movie called? Scary Movie to Tell in the Dark?
Yeah.
It's
Nope.
Scary Stories to Tell in the
dark.
Dark.
Good
Okay, that's-
job, Cheese.
PG-13 stories, by the way.
The Obi-Wan show?
Uh-huh.
It's not a movie. It's going to be on Disney Plus. And I think Buddy said something about it, like, overlapping with The Mandalorian show.
I said it was hope it would.
The
Oh,
Mandalorian
we'll backtrack.
is taking place in between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens.
Okay.
I love these
Someone-
corrections.
It's a little
Spoiler
off.
alert.
Little off.
Obi-Wan may be dead.
Oh God, look at these. These are
Yeah,
very.
yeah.
These are very
This is-
minute.
The specific.
Wow,
this one,
he's very
the boys
specific.
renewed before season 1 aired. And Buddy, just so you know, it wasn't a crab that died. It was a lobster.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
same thing.
Did he say crab? Is that what
He said crab.
Okay, wait. So you're not
I
going
was
to
yelling
correct
in my car.
You're not going to correct the fact that I said Cold Stone
Cold
Steve
Stone.
Austin.
We haven't gotten that far yet.
Oh.
You will never live that down.
That's a whole nother can of worms.
The worst part is now nobody will say his real name. Everybody's like, "You mean Cold Stone?"
Wait, but someone came up with Cold Stone Mike Dallas, which
Oh,
I
that
really
was
like.
really good.
I think we should hashtag coin that. We should actually tell him like this is your new name, Cold Stone Mike
I think that
Dallas.
was.
Oh.
I think,
Was that
I think
Philippe
that's
that-
your new name.
I was, yeah, Cold
no,
Stone.
no tater, no cheese.
Because you go ahead and
Cold
tell him,
Stone.
because I'm definitely not telling him.
Well, I'm cute and small, so he might take it from me.
My last follow up. Manny nailed the Scarlet Witch House of M reference. He did so well.
Did he?
Thank you. Shout out to Manny.
Good job,
Manny,
Lanny.
you did it. You did it. You came here. You did one thing. Great.
Yeah. yippee.
Congratulations.
Next podcast.
You know, he's probably going to listen to the one he's on, but he's not. He, like, had a lot of questions. I don't think he's listening.
I don't think so either. He's like, yeah, I still listen.
He's all, what's this nerd up, bro down thing? I'm like, this guy doesn't listen to
Hey,
the
he
show.
listened to the one I was on, or the two I was on. He had some nice things to say. I like this Manny guy. Bring him back.
Ridge Tridge.
A
Ooh.
Ridge Tridge?
We gotta get
Where,
Spranked.
where's in particular? I might go say hi. What's
Well,
up?
you go ahead and you go over there.
Yeah.
They're not going to let you stand.
The tension. They will let me swear though.
That's
Hey,
true.
If you went on that show, I actually might be a little jealous. I'd be like, wait. You got the ParmAlarm? How'd you book him? How'd you book
Oh,
him?
no. You cannot go by the ParmAlarm
You just have to
over
ring
there.
the alarm.
You're
and the
just
parm
gonna-
shows up.
It's like the bat signal. Did I already say that?
You're just gonna turn on their episode and it's just gonna be silent and then you're just gonna hear ParmAlarm, ParmAlarm.
Everybody get ready. It's the ParmAlarm.
You know what? I think we might, honestly, to just give you guys a heads up, we might sing that 8 more times.
Yeah, it's going to happen a lot today.
All right, so yeah, thank you so much, James, for coming in.
I mean, I don't know if it's good.
So,
I'm putting in some Hardly Heroes overtime these days.
yeah, you were like, because honestly, you guys, James has 3 very small children
Oh.
at home.
Can I talk about that real fast? So I hung out with the ParmAlarm on Saturday, and we have some tension, you know what I mean, for the last couple of
Yeah,
weeks.
it's the fight for the first mic.
And he's kind of melted my heart that I really do not like.
I cut that tension with a poop knife.
With a real sharp poop knife when he had his son come on and FaceTime with me.
Oh,
And
chemo.
Chemo was like, say hi to Buddy. He's like, hi. And then we were like talking. He's like, what are you doing? He's like, nothing. He's like, just hanging out. And he's like, are you eating dinner? He's like, I already ate dinner, Dad. And he was like, well, can you make me dinner? And he was like, no, but I think Mom might. Like, he was so cute. And he was just talking to me on FaceTime. He was super cute.
He's
and then
really
and I'm
cute.
like, say goodbye to Buddy. And he's like, I'm gonna poop in your eye.
Yeah. He's like, I'm going to poop in your eye. And then that was it. He didn't want to talk to
just
me
left.
Out.
anymore.
Then he just turned off the phone. I'm like, wow, okay.
You're like, wow, that's aggressive.
I think Dad told him to poop in my eye, though.
Maybe.
Did you?
Maybe. It could
Things
happen.
could get quite
Allegedly.
blurry after that.
There's
Very
a lot of
blurry
poop
and
going
stingy.
Yeah.
Okay, so James,
What
please.
did we do this weekend?
So
Cheese?
this weekend, the ParmAlarm and Buddy, the pop culture radio sensation,
That
Icon.
is true. Icon.
we're out at the Silicon Valley Comic-Con in San Jose, California.
San Jose, which is San Jose, California.
Yes.
But I like saying San
Jose.
Jose.
And they were the invited guest of a great organization, Project Wish Upon a Star.
Yes.
Yeah, very
So,
good.
so Project Wish Upon a Star is a super great organization started by Veronica and Darren. They're the founder CEOs of this great organization that sponsors children that have cancer or other sicknesses. And they actually have different projects. I think that's why it's cool. It's called Project Wish Upon a Star. But they have the one specific one we always deal with is Project Superhero.
Yeah, because they worked with the Ronald McDonald organization for like 13 years, I want to
something
say.
like that.
Darren told me.
Right. And so they do other projects, but Project Superhero is the one that we typically get involved in because they sponsor a kid to go to one of these big cons, and they just treat him super awesome. They like roll out the red carpet.
No,
The purple
carpet.
Sorry, the purple carpet, because that's their
Jeez, get it
colors.
right, cheese.
And they just treat the kid like royalty. They have their own booth. They treat him like a celebrity. And they also get to meet all of the cool celebrities at these cons.
Yeah, that's great.
And
So-
get some cool stuff. I was a little jealous.
Were you jelly?
of the cool stuff
Yeah.
Carson was getting?
I was pretty jelly. I was really happy for him, but he got some real cool stuff. I'm like,
it was a
Well,
fun
he
day.
deserved.
like-
He deserved.
oh, definitely, but doesn't mean old Mad King over here
Right.
can't be a little jelly.
So Project Wish Upon a Star, of course, is a nonprofit organization that, loves sponsorships, donations. They're a great, great organization. So if you guys can just like go to their website, go to Facebook, go to Instagram, check them out.
Shout
Get
out.
involved. It's not just that they want money, they want involvement. They want volunteers. They want, just people to partner with. They don't really actually call their sponsors. They call them like partners because they just want to partner up with people. They like to partner up with Hardly Heroes and just get get out in the community and all that stuff. Buddy and James are like making out. I don't know what's happening.
We're fanning
fanning
each
each
other.
So just real quick, the kid that they did sponsor this year, his name was Carson.
Shout out
Carson.
to Carson.
So
Carson was awesome.
So Carson Genter, and the middle name is Carson James. Say it one more time.
Ikaika.
Akaika, which means strength in Hawaiian.
Sorry if we butchered it.
I know. I'm
How
so
old is
sorry.
Carson?
So Carson is a teenager,
All right.
and so this is just a few things about Carson, just to let you guys know how awesome he is. So Carson, sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna start this again. I messed up. I'm like Am I like turning into Buddy?
Yeah.
So our patient Carson was happy to meet everyone, and we love to treat our children with our own royalty by giving them the purple carpet treatment. You guys were right.
Yeah, and you're
See?
reading this from Darren's email.
I'm so sorry. Yeah. So Darren wrote in to tell us a little bit about Carson and making them feel very special. Carson has had over 100 surgeries to his brain and other closely related areas to confront his long battle with Chiari malformation. A patient of Lucille Packard Children's Hospital of Stanford, he is in the best of care using the latest of technology and services. While his future seems an uphill battle and continuing battle, he takes it every day with a smile brighter and larger than the world we all live in. Carson is no doubt one of our bravest, strongest kids we have ever met and sponsored with Project Wish Upon a Star. We all truly love him. His mom is Hawaiian, and her aunt, age 87, is one who is protesting with Jason Momoa against building a new telescope on sacred land in Hawaii, near where she lives. It's amazing how this all fit together this past weekend. Jason was going to cancel, but Carson's great aunt had told him, "My nephew is going to be there. You must meet him." So that's why in photos, Jason is wearing shades as he was exhausted and his eyes were bloodshot due to traveling. This past weekend has been more than amazing. A lot of miracles happened as well.
Oh,
Wozniak.
Steve
Wozniak.
Woz. Yeah.
So
the creator or
Co-creator of
sorry, of Apple. My
Okay.
bad.
So Woz
Whoopsie.
and a princess of Siberia met Carson, and then he got to meet Lou.
Me and Lou, we go way back. Lou Ferrigno, the OG original Hulk.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys know, but I got to interview him. We tight like that.
Oh,
The
we know.
Ferrigs.
So
Lou Ferriggs.
yeah, Lou
Oh,
Ferriggs.
he kind of ghosted me when we saw him in the
Yeah.
morning. I'm like, Lou, and he just kept going.
Yeah, he
Stand
didn't
talking.
even look at us.
Yeah.
So Carson
Well, he
got,
is. I mean, he has a hearing.
He does
problem.
have a hearing problem. That's what I told ParmAlarm over here.
So Carson got to meet Lou, which I had never seen him get choked up about anything. I've done many shows with Lou, and he is a rock. Carson cracked it.
Yeah.
So that's just a little bit about Carson, a little bit about Project Wish Upon a Star. Thank you so much, Darren, for
Right.
just doing what you do, and being out there, just taking these kids, doing something that they probably wouldn't be able to get to do, and running this awesome organization.
It's so much fun being a part that they want us out there, which is so funny because when I got there, I love seeing them, but Darren like grabbed me and he's like, how's it going? And I like grabbed him, gave him a big hug, and he's like, I'm so happy you're here. And I'm like, thanks for the invite. And he's like, no, you don't know how much it means for us, for you guys to be out here. And I'm like, we don't really do anything. You guys do all the heavy lifting. We're just here like having fun with you guys and pumping up the event and trying to pull people in to really understand what this organization does. So it just makes me happy that we can kind of be their sidekick and help them out.
Right. It's so cool that we get to be their sidekick. It's such a great way to say that because it's so much fun to be invited out to this stuff. And, you know, when you get to hang out with Darren and Veronica and hang out with the kids and hang out with the families, you really understand like just how much this organization is doing and how much good it is, you know, that they're doing.
Well, yeah, and it's, you know, it's so, it's like something that I have never got to do before. So it makes it even that much more fun to see, you know, this is the second family I've got to meet and seeing how much it affects them and how much fun they have. And they're like, thank you so much. I'm like, for what? I'm just sitting here taking pictures and videos of you guys experiencing this and makes me excited to experience it with them.
The way Darren and Veronica like walked up to you and hug, like bear hug, slap on the back hug.
Like,
I was like, wow, man, they are really tight. This was cool. I mean, it was immediate love. You could feel the love.
And they're
cool.
and they're like that. And I feel like when you get involved in stuff like this, you can almost always build a bond like that. You know?
Exactly. By the end of the day, I was hugging them, slapping them on the back. It was great.
Well, and the funniest part, so I first get there and I stop there. I'm like, thank you so much. And I look at Veronica and I was like, I got to tell you something. I was like, those words you wrote on Facebook was the nicest thing somebody's ever said. And she just starts laughing. She's all, I didn't write those.
Darren?
That was Darren. And I was like, Darren, I love you. And he was like, it's all true.
So
it's all true.
Darren loves Buddy. And Darren is actually such a sweetheart. But Darren wrote about Buddy on Facebook that he was a pop culture radio sensation, which
he totally
in his own words, no one else has said that. Darren
I
said
think it's kind of the topic that's going around the water cooler at work. You guys just haven't had
I guess
that
when
combo.
it's posted on social media, it means it's real.
True.
Anything on the internet
It's
is
official.
real. So
wait, who gives a better hug, Darren or Mammy? Go.
ooh, Darren.
What are you gonna do?
Darren is definitely like
Make the right
I'm
choice.
feeling this like just energy between the two of us. but
Mammy, you
Mammy
can,
is
like,
what
take a
I
nap
know.
on.
Yeah, is what I know. It's like, you know, just that comfort of home smell.
Right. Smells like Mammy.
Smells like the Mammy over here. So we get to the con early and we had the whole drive down there. I convinced the ParmAlarm that Rogue One is a bad movie, which was great.
Wait, did you agree?
It was
Parm?
actually the complete opposite.
We had a little, he enlightened me some, but I enlightened him. So we were kind of a middle of the road.
The deep cuts that are in the movie, how it connected to the original
I know.
to the
I
prequels,
can't believe you don't like
to
it.
the Clone Wars,
Seriously.
to Rebels, and
She's so bad. Jen Erso.
What, the actress?
Yes. That character is so bad compared to Rey.
Well, oh, jeez.
When I was
Sorry.
telling you about them using like cut footage from the original movie,
I do like that. I'm not saying that.
and you just stopped. You're like, yeah, that was.
I
cool.
do like that. I'm not saying that. But I told him overall, that chase up the tower was boring.
So Buddy notoriously hates Rogue One. Notoriously.
Shout out to my friend Aaron Watson. He's always trying to get me to like that movie. So Aaron, he tried. Didn't work.
But the ParmAlarm got you?
No, he got a couple little things here and there.
Was it
but
chemo that melted your heart and then he weaseled it in
It was
with
chemo.
the Rogue?
Chemo's so cute.
I know, he's so cute.
He was really
His little
cute.
chubby
he was funny.
cheeks.
I
He was
know.
being funny.
He's really cute.
So we did there. We got there early. We hung out. We started setting out the bags because we were selling the bags for the proceeds to go to Project Wish Upon a Star.
So real quick, let me touch on the bag. So Birdie and Bean donated, donated the bags.
Yeah.
And they are filled with a bunch of stuff from our old prize bin. So it's just like whatever's in it. What are they called? Like mystery bags or something?
Yes.
So we are selling them for $30. 50% of it goes to Project Wish Upon a Star.
The proceeds.
The proceeds, 50% of the proceeds go to Project Wish Upon a
all
Star.
the proceeds go to Project Wish Upon a Star. Because the proceeds isn't what you...
Well, okay. So
Different.
Whatever,
Yeah.
just go on.
okay,
Just keep it
so
moving.
so half of that price
it
goes to
moving.
Project Wish Upon a Star, and
There.
And they were super happy.
So-
Veronica was happy.
right,
Yes.
and that makes me so happy. But I just want to let everyone know that we still have bags. That
we still
the
have,
money
like-
will still be going to Project Wish Upon a Star. There's always a time. We always have stuff. You can always donate. You can always
Yes.
get stuff from us. We are in constant, just like
Trying to raise
contact
money.
with them, and we're constantly trying to get money for them. So we still have bags if anybody
Yeah,
needs
we're
some.
always trying to help Project Wish Upon a Star and raising money any way we can. So yeah, reach out to us if you guys want a bag or something else. So we get there, we're setting up, we get it all ready to go, and then we're just kind of hanging out, and the family shows up, and I'm super steamed up, I'm super excited, and it's just like, I don't know, it's kind of this like I don't know them, so I'm trying to be that like
Energetic.
That
energetic.
icon. You're being the
Yeah,
icon.
I'm trying to be, me.
You're right, which
and,
is very intense.
Yeah, and I'm, like having fun, joking around, asking them, what they're most excited about, and asking if it's their first con. So it was just like super fun, and we're kind of like talking and chatting it up, and we must have hung out for about an hour or two.
Yeah, just hanging out.
And we just hung out in the booth.
Is this mom and dad and Carson, or is
Yes.
there brothers and sisters there too?
It
or
was just
the-
mom, dad, and Carson.
Okay,
which
so
was
just
cool
3.
because
All right.
Carson has had over 100 surgeries. So I wanted to.
Yeah.
I walked up to him and I was like, "Hey, Carson, buddy from the Hardly Heroes podcast. I just wanted to tell you that you are tougher than me." And he kind of looks at me weird. I'm like, "I don't get how you've done 100 surgeries. I've had one surgery and I couldn't imagine keeping going." And he just kind of smiled and laughed about it. And I just thought that was so cool that he's in such good spirits. And he had just had a surgery not even a week before
Wow.
coming to this con. So,
That's crazy.
and I asked him, who's his favorite superhero? It's Aquaman.
Is it?
Oh.
Yeah, and
that's
Jason
cool.
Momoa is his favorite.
Oh, that's so
Perfect.
cool. I'm
And
so glad you got to meet
With
him.
him being half Hawaiian, that was really cool.
Right.
So we're hanging out, and they kind of were like, "All right, we're gonna go like meet some people." So we got to meet Lou Ferriggs, which you mentioned. We also got to meet
Cold Stone.
that came later, but
Oh.
yes. So we got to meet Ray Fisher. We also,
Cyborg.
yeah, which was Cyborg, which was super awesome. And so they took us around to like a couple other people, and then we get back, and we're all kind of like tired. Everybody's worn out. It's later in the day. Lady comes up. She's like, "Are you guys ready?" And we pretty much dart all the way to Jason Momoa. He gets his picture.
No, wait. You dart.
Well, actually,
led
Somebody
the
had
pack.
to watch the booth, and everybody's like, all right.
James,
you're-
you stay behind.
Hey, new guy, sidekick with no nickname. Guess who's going to watch the booth? We're going to go meet
Well,
the Momoa.
because
Okay.
we were going to go meet other celebrities, and we didn't know who. So, ParmAlarm went with us, and we had no idea. Well, then pretty much when it was the big star time.
Yeah,
ParmAlarm
had to
took
watch
one for the team.
I had a broom, and I was just cleaning the booth.
Just standing there.
And so we are darting because they're like, if you don't get it done now, it's over. So we're running pretty much down there. We get there. He gets the picture. I didn't want to be in their family picture. And it was a special moment for them.
Right.
It's his favorite superhero and his favorite actor, which, I'm here to support them. So it was really cool seeing how excited he was.
Yeah, for once it wasn't about Buddy.
And that's never
It was
happened.
about Carson.
You could tell by
Yeah.
the pictures. I mean, Carson is just
And he had a
smile
smile
ear
on
to
his
ear.
Yeah, it was
man.
the
He's just
Carson
having a
show.
blast.
Yeah, and they got to exchange some words for a little bit, and so that was super cool, and I was very happy for him. And so then we get back to the booth, and I had totally forgot, and I felt terrible. He had a actual Aquaman Funko
Oh no.
that he wanted autographed, and I felt terrible because I was like, man, I'm not supposed to be in the moment. I'm supposed to be supporting them.
Right.
So I felt super bad, and so they're kind of walking around the con, and me and ParmAlarm over here, we're like, hey, let's go walk around. We haven't really seen the con, so let's do this. And we go to where all the celebrities are, kind of that row, and we run into Carson and the family, and we're like, hey, what's up? So we're talking and chatting, and I'm like, there's Stone Cold over there. I was like, do you want to meet him? And
Buddy was working some magic.
ParmAlarm's like, kind of looks at me. He's like, you going to go for it? And I'm like, all right. So I act like I'm Project Wish Upon a Star. I channel my inner Darren. Shout out to you. I've learned from the best.
Yeah.
So I walk up there and I kind of like talking to the handler. I'm like, hey, I'm from Project Wish Upon a Star. You know, this is our patient, Darren. And I give him the spiel. Carson. I don't know. Sorry about that. Carson, I'm like, hey, give him the spiel. And I kind of was just like, bring Carson up here, like wheel him up here. And I kind of lock eyes with Stone Cold, and he's like, bring him up here. So I roll him up there. Stone Cold meets him.
Oh, nice.
Gives him a handshake, takes a picture with him,
so
signs
cool.
something for him, which was super nice. And so I'm super excited, and I'm like, all right. And I'm feeling like pumped up.
Right.
Give me a hell yeah.
I'm feeling like a superhero right now, and I'm like, I can do this, right? So I look over, and who do I see but Jason Momoa? And there's people lined up, and he's almost done with his autographs. Like, there's like 2 more people in line, and I'm just like, Carson, get over here right now. So
time.
I feel that I wheeled him to the very front, and I'm just looking. I'm like, hey, I'm from Project Wish Upon a Star, and I lock eyes with him, and I'm like, you know, can he come and meet you? And Jason just kind of is like, bring him up here. So we wheel him up there. He brings out his Funko.
Oh, no.
Jason signs the top and then takes it out of the box and signs it again. And was just like, you know, and was like, here you go. And like said some more words to him, which was really nice. The mom started crying, was so happy.
Aww.
And I just look at Jason, I put out my hand, and I was like, you don't know how much that means, not just to them, but to all of us, that you would take the time out. I know you're tired, but this means the world to them and to me, that you would do something like that.
Oh my God, I'm going to tear up.
Yeah,
That's
he
cool.
was
That's
super cool.
man.
And
That's
that
so cool.
was the coolest thing I think I've ever done. Like, I felt like just amazing. And I went back and I saw Darren, and I went to tell him, and I was like, I hope I didn't ruin anything you had planned or what was going on. I just saw the opportunity and I took it. So if I messed anything up, I'm really sorry. And he was like, I can't believe you did that.
Oh, that's
He's
awesome.
like, he's like, what made you do it? I'm like, I just saw the opportunity and I just went for it. I acted like I was with you guys. That was Project Wish Upon a Star. And I just hoped for it. And it worked, and it was the coolest thing
That's
I've
so
ever
cool.
got to deal with.
It was super cool. Everybody was so happy, especially, you know, Carson's mom.
Oh my gosh.
They had this immediate like Hawaiian connection. It was really cool. She was telling me later, she's like, yeah, you know, I walked up, and as soon as, you know, Jason and I saw each other, like, oh, Hawaiian, and he just like broke it down for me. He's like, oh, I'm tired, sister, but I'm doing it, and blah, blah, blah. They immediately connected, so it was cool.
Oh, that's really cool.
But the best part is ParmAlarm was trying to get pictures for Carson, you know, and to have.
Right.
And they were yelling at him the whole time this exchange was going off. No phones, turn off your phone.
Like this 8-foot Hawaiian dude standing behind
Oh my
Momoa
God.
was just like looking at me the whole time. So if you go look at our pictures online,
Yeah.
all our pictures of are like Momoa like behind, you know,
Right,
Buddy's
right.
shoulder
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
everything. But then there's like 8-foot Hawaiian just staring daggers at me.
Dagger eyes. And so immediately after it's over, I look to the ParmAlarm and I'm like, did you get any pictures? He's like, dude, did you not hear him? I was like, there was like a fog because I
Yeah.
saw Jason Momoa, and
You
I was
were
like,
like
oh
in
my
a
God, I'm gonna
tunnel.
meet him.
Yeah.
And I got to, you know, shake his hand, which I've still not washed my hand, by the way.
We could
BT
tell.
dub.
Yeah, it's a little stinky, but, you know,
That's gross.
it was Momoa.
Probably smells like your
That hand
But-
touched Momoa. It touched Cold Stone.
Yeah, Cold
Cold
Stone.
Stone.
Who's
Wait,
Cold Stone?
Cold Stone Mike Dallas?
Yeah. Hashtag the real Stone Cold Steve Austin, but somebody can't pronounce his name correctly. But that was super fun, and I couldn't believe they let us be a part of it. So I felt like a real superhero. Like I
was
was
amazing.
riding
You were, man.
on cloud nine. So we're sitting there, we're hanging out in the booth, and I'm like
You're all
steaming.
juiced up.
And Darren's like, buddy. And I'm like, what's up? And he's kind of got like this look in his eye. And I'm like, what's going on? And he was like, come with me. And I'm like, all right. He was like, bring that helmet. And I'm like,
The Red Ranger helmet.
the infamous.
Wait.
Goat's helmet?
Why bring the helmet?
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, why am I going to bring this? He's like, just bring it with you. So I'm like jamming around, kind of walking.
You're like, do.
And who do I see in the distance?
Who is it?
Austin, the real Red Ranger.
What?
Shout out Austin St. John.
Austin St. John, the real.
deal.
So you're not the real Red Ranger?
I mean, we're getting to that point. So I walk up there and sounds really bad.
You're fangirling it. I can tell in the
If
photos.
you want to know what was happening, we have pictures. And I was trying to like document all.
Yeah,
the,
no, you documented
buddy,
it
like,
really well.
I was over his shoulder. Just you could see the nervousness coming from him.
was.
It was
Those are
funny.
good picks. Like
and
the
for
one where
anybody
you're
that
just sitting
doesn't
there.
know, Buddy loves the Red Ranger. He thinks he's the real Red Ranger. He's been falsely knighted as the Red Ranger.
I
Parking lot
am the
ceremony.
Mad King. They call me the Mad King, which I am the real Red Ranger. I am embodied the real Red Ranger. So what I do is I walk up and I'm with Darren, and Darren's like, "Hey, do you remember me?" And he was like, "Yeah, you know, I let you one of your patients shave my head that had cancer, and I thought that was so cool." And
That
they
is
were
really cool, actually.
talking about working with each other in future stuff, and Austin was like, "Man, it was so cool, all the stuff you do and everything like that." And he's like, "Well, this is Buddy from the Hardly Heroes podcast, and they always support us, come out and pump us up, and they've raised money for us, and they do all these cool things." So he's pumping me up,
Right.
And I'm like, this is Austin, right? The real Red Ranger. So I'm like getting giddy. And he was like, "Yeah, he's just a real big fan of yours, and he wanted to meet you." And I'm like, "Yes."
You're
Yes, I
like,
do.
Yes, I
this is
do.
True.
And I'm like, got that like gaze,
Yeah.
like 13-year-old like girl looking at
you
the
totally
Backstreet
do.
Boys. I'm
Yeah.
like, and he comes around and he shakes my hand, and then he starts talking to us, and I'm like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god!" Like trying to hold it inside. I'm like, "Yeah, I met other Rangers, like it's not this big of a deal, whatever." And so I was like, "Would you mind signing my Red Ranger helmet?" And he was like, "Yeah, like no problem." So he goes and he
With
puts
a
it
red marker.
on the visor, and he's like just starting to it. And he was like, "Are you going to wear this again?" And I was like, "That you're touching it? Not anymore." So he signs the lens, and it looks
It looks sick.
phenomenal.
We
With a
signed
red
the
pen.
lens
That's
with
a
a
good
red
signature
marker.
too. Like that is super legit.
Like
It looks amazing.
the coolest thing that I have. Shout out to Philippe, our correspondent,
Correspondent.
for buying me that and knighting me. So I go around and I tell him, I'm like, "Hey, so I do this podcast. What's really funny about this is I call myself the real Red Ranger. I wanted to know if you would knight me to become the real Red Ranger." He said, and I quote, "I will not knight you, but what you have done has embodied the real Red Ranger, and you can be a correspondent." He didn't say correspondent, but he said you can act as
be-
of the Red
So
Ranger, but
he
you
basically
would
gave you permission to act.
act like the Red Ranger.
Did you
but,
guys get any of this on film? Because
Navarro is my...
My
Navarro?
phone wasn't working. I
ran out of
tried to
batteries.
film it.
did you hear that, Navarro?
I was looking at Lou Ferrigno and his biceps.
It happened. It is real. So I have met the real Red Ranger. Plus, I have an autograph helmet. Plus, he said I can act in his stead when need be. But when
I
he
like
is
how he said
around,
you can't fully, but
I
we'll
can't
let you,
fully
like,
be. Because
kinda
he,
be.
No, he wasn't ready to give up the
You know,
gauntlet
he
yet.
is
Can't
the
do that,
real
yeah.
Red Ranger. And my autograph doesn't look as good as his. So
That's true.
I'm working on it.
No, he was
that's
super
super
cool
cool.
though, because as
Dude.
soon as Darren started to break it down, like, "Hey, remember this, remember that," he came out from behind the table, hung out with us, and just kicked it.
Oh, that's
There was
cool.
like a line for me, and he's like, "No, we're cool," and we just hung out and chatted about things, about nonprofits and how to support and future things that they might work on together. It was amazing.
And that's what was so cool about the whole experience is that Darren really like hyped us up, which
Right.
we do very minimal to
Right.
what they do. But it was just really like I told him, I was like, you didn't have to do that. He's like, no, it's nothing. Like it was so cool to see how excited you were. So
Right.
after he signs the helmet, he's talking to us for a while. ParmAlarm looks at me. He looks at me, and I forget the moment I'm in. To my left, I have Austin, Red Ranger, Darren to my right, and then ParmAlarm's like right next to my shoulder. And he like looks at me, and I'm holding the helmet, and he was like, you just got signed by the
Take a
Red
pic,
Ranger.
take a pic.
And then I was like, oh my God. And I like had that fangirl moment, and Austin just kind of touches my shoulder, and I was like, I am sorry. And he's like, don't worry about it. It's cool.
Yeah,
And
he's
I was
like, go ahead, fanboy out. It's
Yeah, like I'm not worried about it. And I was like, oh, snap.
Did it?
Yeah, and then I'm like walking out and like, real Red Ranger in the house. But like there was this kid, and I'm not gonna lie, it was bad. This might be a real bad moment for me. But the kid, I had the helmet in my hand, and he almost went to touch it. I almost mushed his face. I almost
Stiff
mushed
arm
it.
him.
I was like, dude, it's not dry yet. Like they won't
Step off.
Yeah, they won't believe me if it's smeared. And I almost mushed said kid's face.
Damn.
Because if he would have smudged
Oh,
the
man.
signature,
Oh, are you
I would have lost it.
Oh my God.
I would have went back to Austin crying.
Because you can't re-sign that
No.
once it's smushed.
No. And I love it along the visor because if you look in the Triple HQ, it's up high where it shall
Dude, the
remain.
visor was genius.
That was really cool. It was
Because
really
now
cool
you
for him
can
to
see
do.
it. Because had it been on the top,
Well, I mean, it's a red pen, so
we would have
you
had to like
pretty much
take it
have to
down.
get
Yeah,
that.
the
But-
red pen, cool.
I just really want to thank Wish Upon a Star. That it was awesome meeting Jason Momoa and Cold Stone,
Stone.
and everybody else. But that moment I got to have with Austin, the real Red Ranger, which now we are partner Rangers, was like the highlight of my nerddom.
I don't know if he said that.
Partner
So
Rangers.
the next day, Sunday,
Sunday,
Darren and Carson and all them went back,
yes,
and they got to meet Arnold
Arnie.
Schwarzenegger.
Arnie is like you
Arnie.
like to call him.
I was gonna say Arnie, but so they got to meet Arnold Schwarzenegger and Darren. The picture on their friend that they normally bring along with them.
Yes.
Vernon, I believe
Yeah,
his name
Vernon.
is. Vernon posted a picture of Darren, and it was just so great. Darren just looks, like
He looks disheveled.
he looks like he had a long weekend.
We had a long Saturday. We
Yeah.
were there for a minute.
So, but that was
Yeah.
super cool that they got to meet Arnie too. So it was that was
Vernon,
Yeah,
I'll give it
great
up.
weekend
He
for Carson.
holds down the
Yeah.
fort.
yeah.
Yeah.
Vernon works hard and probably doesn't get a lot
Shout
of
out
the.
to Vernon.
Yeah. Shout out to you. I give it up. He was like, dude, my back hurts because there was like no chairs in the booth, and I didn't mind standing up, but he like leaned up against the wall for a while, like trying to give his legs a rest. But
But
man,
yeah, I mean, Project.
always-
The thing is like
oh snap! I forgot to tell you. Guess what? I got to move, and I had to wear the white gloves and all. I got to move.
the cow.
Yeah, I
What's-
got to
what's
move
the
the
cow's
cow.
name?
Oh, I saw that.
Star.
Star.
That's right.
I got to move her, and I got to shun people. I was like, no touchy.
So Project Wish
Yeah,
Upon a
'cause-
Star has this big, huge cow. It's like a teal cow.
Well,
that
no,
has-
it's Marvel themed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that has-
it has characters drawn
Right,
on.
so it has an amazing art drawn
It's
onto this
beautiful.
cow.
It's
From
beautiful to see in person.
And
the
don't-
Ronald McDonald Foundation
they
has
have-
donated.
Celebrity sign it or
Yeah.
So
Okay.
all weekend long, people were coming to the booth, and they were like, "Wow, look at that cow!" People were taking pictures with the cow because it had the Marvel characters, but it had the signatures on it. You know, especially Stan Lee.
Had
Stan
Stan
Lee's
Lee.
signature, which
Had Lou Ferriggs
That's
on
Lee.
there.
That's so
he
cool.
had Cyborg signed it from
Yes,
the new movie.
yes.
you know,
Ray
there was
Fish.
actually a picture that I
Oh,
think.
and T1000 signed it.
I-
From,
Oh, Robert Patrick.
yeah, from
RoboCop.
Terminator 2.
Oh yeah, there's
Oh,
a
the
picture.
T1000. Okay.
That's what did I say?
I almost said RoboCop, but
Oh,
that was
no.
another.
No,
But no, he was
buddy,
super
there's a
nice.
picture of you like leaning on Star, and then Veronica seems to be looking at you like
I
you're not
can't
supposed to be
believe I
doing
did that. I know. My
No, that-
tootsies were hurting, my feet.
Star the Cow was a hit.
Yeah,
Oh.
Star the cow
People
is
were
super
loving
cool.
the cow.
But it was nice. I got to tell
We'll post
people
a
not
picture
to
of that.
touchy.
Yeah.
No touchy. But I touched where there was no signatures.
Well, are you still supposed to touch it?
No, I'm
We
not.
we wheeled it down like the Comic-Con aisle, and people were just getting out of the way.
Oh right, the
It's like
cow's
parting
coming.
the Red Sea.
It was great. It was like it was our own celebrity that we got to wheel around, and then we just parked it right in front of all the signatures, all the autographs, and it was great. People were like, "Oh my god, what's happening? What's happening?"
What's going on? Can I take a picture?
Yeah, and Robert Patrick was super cool. He just came up, said hi to Carson, had a little note.
Yeah,
had
he
a
looks
little,
cool. He looks cool.
Little dialogue with him, and then just signed it. It was great.
It was really cool. It's
Yeah, the pictures with him, he looks like he's just like he came over to you guys.
yeah.
You know, instead of you going over to where he was, right?
It was super fun. I'm glad they let us be a part of that.
Yeah.
Every celebrity we met was super nice, especially super nice to Carson.
Well, right.
And took time
Which
out
is
with
so
Carson.
which is so cool because they don't
And
don't
that
have
was
to be like that.
and that was my thing. Is it's like, it sounds bad, but it's like if they see him, they seem more like, bring him up here. Like they can tell how much it means not just to him, but to the family as well, that they would take time out to really do something like that for
Right.
them. And so that we can, it sounds bad, but like push, that I was kind of able to push that thing, that kind of way of getting them out there to see him meant a lot to me and to the family.
Well,
So
and
that
that's
was
kind of
really-
what, Project Wish Upon a Star is all about, and having Carson out there is to have these experiences.
Yeah.
And sometimes you got to push a little to get them, but you know
Yeah.
what? Carson's going to have a good time, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
we
got
had
to
him.
meet his favorite superhero.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool.
And that's what it's all about.
I got
the
to meet my
vendors.
favorite superhero.
Oh, who?
So
Who?
Austin.
Oh, okay. All right.
All
I
right.
thought you were gonna say Stone Cold.
Oh, well,
Cold
Cold
Stone.
Stone was actually really
Buddy
nice.
loves Cold Stone.
I got to shake his hand, and the best part is I came in. Yeah, I came into work, and my coworker Tamus, the owner of the Boneyard,
Boneyard?
which is our Hardly Heroes unofficial gym.
Yeah.
That's his favorite wrestler, and I'm like, so guess who I got to meet? He's like, if you got to meet Stone Cold, just shut up and don't say anything to me. And I was like, I got to meet Stone Cold Steve Austin.
He likes him better than The Rock?
Oh yeah,
We
he loves.
guy.
we all shook Stone Cold's hand and said, hey, thanks, appreciate everything.
Oh.
And then I was like, hey, Steve, I just want to say I really appreciate your podcast, and I listen to it all the time, and I like it. And Buddy's in the background. Yeah, I love your podcast.
I like it too.
It's mean that he says that because I actually gave him props, the ParmAlarm, after that, because he was like, hey, I love your podcast. And ParmAlarm, he literally like locked eyes with him and was like, dude, thank you. I really appreciate that. And I told him, I was like, that was actually like
Yeah, like
Fellow
Really-
podcast.
really awesome. But I'm not going to lie, I did piggyback on his.
he's like, me too.
I'm your best friend. So,
Cold Stone.
Yeah, it
Mike
was-
Dallas.
If you were to call him that, he would have choke slammed you.
oh yeah, that's why I want to see Cheese call him that.
I'll call him that to his face. What do you think he's going to do to me?
Body slam you.
I would take it. I mean, how cool would I be if I got body slammed by Cold Stone?
That would be pretty sweet.
Stone Cold.
You guys would be
Get
so
his name right.
jelly of me.
Fellow podcaster. He's my bud now.
Look at me and Stone Cold.
Cold
Did I say it
Stone.
right?
Yeah.
You did. Good job.
See? Me and Cold Stone are super cool too. In spirits.
Yeah.
It was a great time.
right.
All the celebs were great. All the vendors were great. They were
Yeah.
super giving to Carson. It was
Yeah.
amazing.
Hooked him up.
So after doing this, Navarro, you're on board now? Like you're with us in this?
I'm with Project Wish Upon a Star.
nice. I
You know,
love it.
He was like their best friend by the end.
Yeah,
he must have took about 40 or 100 pictures.
Well, where's your guys' Project Wish Upon a Star bracelet? That's what I want to know.
Because Cheese has one.
We're getting
Cheese has one, but you don't. Sheboygan don't have one.
we're gonna get tramp stamps after this.
Yes.
Darren too.
It's gonna be a
Veronica, you
star.
guys are all getting that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
The
star.
point of the star will go down into the. Yeah.
But shout out to Project Wish Upon a Star. We'll see them next
Yeah,
month.
thank you so much,
Yeah.
you guys, for having us out to that. That was so amazing. We'll see you next month, September 14th
at
at
Republic
California Republic Comic-Con in Merced, California.
Chop, chop.
So, Buddy, the pop culture sensation, what was it called again?
Pop culture.
Radio sensation.
Icon.
Is going to be there. I don't know about Navarro.
I will be signing autographs
Dilly-
if you want. They are free.
Dilly's going to be there probably. Cheese, unfortunately, I know everyone's going to be so upset to hear this, but
You're not coming?
I don't think
Wait,
Cheese is
what?
going to be able to be
Cheese,
there.
you have to go. You
Cheese-
can't miss 2 cons in a row.
I was at 2 cons before that you weren't
This
at.
is true.
Veronica
This is
from
true.
Wish Upon a Star immediately said, "Oh, buddy, it's so good to see you. Where's Sheila?"
Yeah, I know, right?
Where's
Well, you know what?
Cheese?
Because when I saw Darren at the con we went to in Pleasanton, which was Powerhouse,
Yep.
Veronica wasn't there, so I didn't get to see her. It was just Veronica and Vernon, so I didn't get to see Veronica.
You mean Darren and Vernon?
Yeah, what did I say?
Veronica and Vernon? Get it right,
Sorry.
Cheese.
We knew what you meant.
There's
They were-
a lot
they
of
were all
names.
great.
Yeah. So thank you so much, you guys. Love you guys so much. We're still out here working, doing it. We're getting it.
Grinding.
They got me excited. Like, I want
Right?
to do more
I
of these
know.
cons with them. And
They
help
get you
Carson,
so
help-
pumped up. After
Yeah.
the LA Comic Con, when we did that with them, I was like, we need to do this all the time.
It's so much fun. I love it.
And it's so much fun to do it with the kids because you get to, like, just the way you guys did, you get to experience it with them through their eyes, see what they see with their family.
That
it's
is
the most
so
amazing way. The most amazing way to experience things is with a kid. You know.
Carson and his family, like, smiles the whole time, hanging out, having a good time, no complaints or anything. I wish I had some Cheez-Its because Carson was snacking on those Cheez-Its.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw
I
that
know.
picture.
I saw
with
that.
the
I was like,
Cheez-Its. Is that
give
like
it
one
up.
of his favorite snacks?
It's his favorite snack, and I'm like, dang, those look good.
Yeah.
But
That
I
was on
can't-
my top
I
5.
can't
the
take
Cheez-Its
Cheez-Its
with the
from
bomb.
Carson.
I don't know. I would have been like, Carson,
No.
what's up with it?
Hook
Let
it
me get
up.
some of them Cheez-Its.
I need some cheese.
It was great, though. I'll do it again.
Okay, thank you so much,
Okay.
you guys. Thanks for that breakdown. Thanks for letting us know.
Yes.
So what do we? What else we got on the docket
We got some news.
with our
From the-
correspondent?
Correspondent?
Let's hear it.
From Phil Burgundy?
The Philbergs.
Let's go.
And now, here with the latest, it's Phil Burgundy with WHH News, bringing you the best in everything movie, TV, and geek related. Well, thank you, announcer guy who sounds like me doing a lame news anchor voice. You're welcome. So this sneaked up on me like an Irken Sur unit in stealth mode. Rocco's Modern Life and Invader Zim had movies drop out of nowhere on Netflix and no one told me about it? I'm disappointed in you, world.
Somebody needs a hug!
Both shows were delightful to watch and reminded me completely of why I fell in love with them when I was a kid. You guys gotta check them out. Also on Netflix, this weekend at PowerCon Anaheim, Kevin Smith revealed he will be showrunning an anime series on Netflix based on the Masters of the Universe, and it's called Revelation.
By the power of Grayskull.
It'll pick up all the loose ends the original series never tied up and end storylines that never got their conclusions. It's a direct fan service show that's meant to be a continuation and not a reboot. Considering who's running it, I'm sure it's going to be amazing. Warner Brothers told the world that it's making a fourth Matrix movie with Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss both signed on for the epic chapter.
I know Kung Fu. Show me.
It will be written and directed by Lana Wachowski on her own, stating that Lily is tied up in another project. It will be interesting to see where the direction goes because, 16-year-old spoilers, Neo and Trinity died at the end of Revolutions. What? My guess, they're programs. Sci-Fi has announced that Krypton has officially been canceled after 2 seasons, which means I should probably watch it at some point.
You are a horrible person.
They also announced that the Lobo spin-off that was being developed is also not moving forward, ending the Superman Kryptonian prequel universe thingy that they were going for. Look, I'm all for Origins to the Origins if it makes sense, but Gotham was garbage and it just turned me off to this show. Don't know how you guys feel about it.
You suck!
So I saved this news for last, but let's all let out a collective sigh, groan, and some major tears for the official exit of Spider-Man from the MCU. Sony, Disney, and Marvel Studios could not reach an agreement over money, so we'll have to suffer through another Sony reboot of Spider-Man and no more of the awesome Tom Holland-led Spider-Man films.
You serious?
No more Tom's accidental spoilers. And now we get to look forward to Morbius, Black Cat and Silver Sable, more off-brand Venom, and whatever weird Kraven the Hunter movie Sony is making. What do I know? Maybe they'll be good. More likely that they're going to crash and burn again because they have no idea how to make a good Spider-Man movie, with the exception of Into the Spider-Verse.
Good job.
Okay, let's do this one last time, yeah? For real this time. This is it. My name is Miles Morales.
Well, sidekicks, it's that time again. As always, drop by the Hardly Heroes Sidekick Sanctorum and keep the conversations going. And also, if you're bit by a radioactive spider and by some miracle don't get radiation poisoning, then somehow don't mutate into a grotesque spider monster hybrid person thing, then use your talents for good. And don't go off making billion-dollar movies for like 7,500 different movie studios at once. It won't end well for anyone. Just go find Wade and be Thunder Buddies for life.
Thunder Buddies for life, right, Johnny?
White Ranger out.
Thunder Buddies for life.
Oh,
I love Thunder Buddies. So, of course,
dude. I
the
know,
Spider-Man. We have to talk about it.
This took over the Sanctorum.
dude. That was all everybody was talking
about. Did it take
about.
over the whole internet, or was it just our forum?
I mean,
Probably
like half
both.
the internet.
yeah, half the interwide webs. It is so sad that they couldn't come to an agreement. But I think the reason why, and tell me if you guys think differently, I think with the success that they had from Into the Spider-Verse and the success that they had from Venom, they were going to ask a super high dollar amount. And if Disney wasn't going to give it, they're like, fine, we'll just do it our own way.
So the breakdown was the initial agreement was Disney's taking 5% of gate from all the Spider-Man movies that are on Sony, right? And Disney gets all the toy and memorabilia and merchandise rights.
Oh.
So, okay, that's great. That sounds good. Disney came back and said, hey, Spider-Man's taken off and it's all because of us and Feige. We want more. And Disney said, we want 50%.
Ouch.
Well, but they said on their behalf, they said we'll pay for half, but we want half the profit, and that's the issue.
And
That was
Sony's
the
just
deal
not.
Nah, son.
You know what? Honestly, what I believe, this is my true belief. Okay, this is just 100% from Cheese. I don't like that Disney owns everything. Okay, why do they have to own everything? Why does it always have to be like? Why do they have to have Marvel? They have to have Star Wars. It's like, why do they have to have everything?
They don't have DC, and look at what DC's doing.
The thing is like, yes, Disney does make good movies, but other people can make good movies too. Okay, they're not the only ones that can make good movies.
Yeah, I get it, but in the
It's like such a monopoly. Why do they have to own everything?
But if you look at the superhero genre, they're the only ones that really have had the formula that's actually working. Because if you really look at it, DC has had success with Wonder Woman. Aquaman did okay. But overall, BVS did terrible. Suicide Squad did bad. Superman by itself didn't really do that well. So if you look at the DC universe, isn't really doing that hot. And then you go over to what Fox was doing with X-Men, terrible. And then Fantastic Four did terrible. Nobody's really been able to figure it out. And on another genre, if you want to talk about, is Ghostbusters. They tried to reboot that. That did terrible as well. Nobody's been able to figure it out. We can't say it's just Kevin Feige. It might be. But nobody's been able to capture what Disney has. The only thing you could say that maybe was this big was Batman, which is Christopher Nolan. But besides that, what else would you say? Into the Spider-Verse, that was animated. That's not live action.
Yeah, but that was still an amazing movie.
I'm not saying that.
But just because it's animated doesn't make it any different. It's still a great movie that did really well that won an Oscar.
Yes.
And so Far From Home is a Marvel movie, Disney?
Yes.
It's in the Marvel MCU.
They just have that formula. You know what I mean? Like
They have the formula, but they've also been shoving it down our throat and beating it to death.
You're not enjoying it?
I mean, I like it still, but it's just like sometimes it's got to change. It needs to be new and it needs to be fresh. And they're just going to keep doing the same formula over and over because that's just what they do. And then they're just going to shove it all into Disneyland and make you pay for it.
I think Marvel MCU has broken every stereotype about superhero movies. Like, they've created a universe that works, and they've expanded that universe over and over again. Now that we're going to go into, phase 4, and we're going into space, and,
all right.
Guardians of the Galaxy was amazing out of nowhere. And
exactly. Deep cut nerd since we have the deep cut specialist himself here, if I would have
ParmAlarm.
ParmAlarm. Everybody get ready. It's a ParmAlarm.
like we said, Mysterio, Guardians of the Galaxy, like those, Doctor Strange, Iron Man, those guys, nobody was on anybody's radar. You would have made those by themselves a long time ago. Wouldn't have done well.
I'm not saying that they don't do good movies. I love all of these movies. But losing Spider-Man, letting somebody else do it, it's fine. It's fine, you guys. We have enough.
So you're okay with it?
I'm totally fine with it.
I'm not.
I don't know.
I'm not.
I think, yeah.
I'm actually upset
It's not
about
gonna be
it.
as good. You know what I mean?
Because what's hard about it is Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man we've ever had.
That's true.
And you're not getting him back because Disney has him under contract.
Oh.
That does suck.
No, Sony has him under contract. That just means he can't go to the rest of the MCU. Like, that's
Like,
a
he can't
really good
come-
example.
Like, he can't come back into the Avengers.
Like, he can't reference Iron Man anymore in the future Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
It's all done. Like, the whole tie of him being in the MCU was him being mentored by Spider-Man or by Iron Man.
Is over.
That's all gone.
Yeah.
But this is why it's so annoying, you guys. This is what these huge companies are doing to us. Okay, they're telling us that we can't have these superheroes in certain movies because we have these stupid contracts and it's all about money, and they only care about that. And that's what drives me crazy.
So are you
It's not
mad-
about, they don't care about the contact. They don't care about these superheroes. They don't care about what they mean to people. They don't care about any of that. They just care about money.
Are you upset at Disney or are you upset at Sony?
Honestly, more
she's
than
just upset,
anything,
period,
I know,
feel
I
like.
am upset because it just drives me crazy that they just have to, it's all about money to them, and they don't care about any of this stuff. It's just about making money. And these characters, they just start to mean something to you and you really care about them, but they don't care about that. And so more than anything, Disney, to me, as much as I love Disney, they're just too big.
See, I have a hard time with that because Fox has let me down for so long with X-Men that and this is probably going to sound really bad, if I could switch the Marvel Avengers story with X-Men that you're saying we would have gone this far with X-Men, I'd trade it in a heartbeat.
You would
right now
rather have X-Men than Avengers?
Oh, in a heartbeat. I grew up, I love all the superheroes, Thor and Iron Man and Captain America. I love that, but not as much as I love X-Men. Like, X-Men is what
I hear that.
Yeah.
I grew up on, and
Yeah.
to see what Disney has done with that and that they're getting X-Men, they can kind of do no wrong in my aspect because they bought it as an entirety and they almost own all of Marvel in its entirety. So what they're trying to do is they're like, we want to give you the story we want, but Sony won't give us this one piece of the universe that we already own.
But
We own.
because they want 50%, like they don't have enough money already.
But think about it in this aspect.
They don't care about Spider-Man. They care about getting 50% of Spider-Man.
But if you think about it in this aspect, you own 95% of something and you want to build this whole story, but you can't because this one person won't give up that 5% for you to make the story you want to make.
Again, it's not about the story that they want to make. It's about the money they can make. They don't care about Spider-Man. I'm going to tell you that
Do
one
you
more
feel
time.
Feige feels that way?
I don't know anything personally about Feige.
See, I feel...
Feige probably really does care.
And that's his thing, is he's woven this story and got us this far.
Feige was instrumental in getting Spider-Man from Sony woven into the Marvel
And
Cinematic
that's what
Universe.
makes it sad is he arced this story with Spider-Man that is so cool that I never thought we were going to get. And now we don't get to see it finished because Sony's like, we're not giving up the rights to this.
Yeah, but it's also because of Disney.
Yes, but Disney owns 90% of it. So what are you going to do? Are they ever going to get that? Or is Disney going to be like, here's all of our characters, you go make your movie?
Right.
Because you got to think
Sony
of it in
has-
that aspect.
Sony's looking at it and they're going to be like, hey, we have 900 Marvel characters. we'll make our own universe. We'll make our own Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Do you think
but
that's what
within the
Sony's
Spider-Verse.
thinking?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I mean, they started with Venom.
And
Venom
that-
made over $800 million.
and that's the thing is that to me makes a lot of sense. If I were like this, the smaller bit here, and Disney was like, we want all of this. I mean, Disney is a huge power, so they're like, we want all this. We have 95% of the MCU. We want 50% of all this. We want da 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 da. And Sony's looking like, we have this small bit that we could like just build on. I would hold on to that too. And also, they made a good movie. Into the Spider-Verse won an Oscar.
Now it just, I liked Venom, but I really, you need to build off of that. Because that final scene, them showing Carnage, can you really make a Carnage movie PG-13?
No, I don't think they're worried about making a PG-13.
I know, but why would you start that movie, Venom, PG-13, and then go to R?
Oh, yeah.
You stick with one genre or one rating. So that's what kind of bugged me with that is I was like, we know Deadpool works.
Yeah.
The R-rated superhero movie works. And, I mean, same with The Boys. There is a market for this stuff. Just do it. Take that leap of faith. And they went out and made a movie without Spider-Man, and it still made money. It might have made a little bit more if it was rated R and a little more gory.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. But
Yeah.
It still made $800 million.
I mean, it still made a lot of money. I'm not saying that.
So I don't know. I mean, that's my whole thing. Is like I just give other people a chance, Disney. Okay, let other people do things.
It's just hard for me because the superhero genre is doing this well because of them.
No, that's true. And you can start it, but it doesn't mean you have to control it forever.
No, that's where DC needs to step up.
Yeah, I can't.
Because I like DC a lot, but they just have fallen on their face so
that's
many
true.
times.
They
and
can't
so
get
did
it,
Fox.
Yeah, they can't. DC just can't get it together.
Yeah, nobody's
because
figured it
Wonder
out.
Woman was really good. Although I really liked Aquaman, but
I think Aquaman's a good movie.
But maybe it wasn't. It didn't like hit the same way. Maybe Wonder Woman.
Yes,
did.
but in all the Disney Marvel movies, not all of them are hitters. Thor 2, kind of a boring
yeah,
movie.
that's actually not
Cap
great.
1, a boring movie.
What? I love that movie.
Oh, no.
Cap 1?
Cap 1 is weak.
I love Cap
What?
1.
Ant-Man 2.
Ant-Man 2, not a very good movie. Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, not good.
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel, not
Hey,
another
I like
not
that
good
movie.
But that's what I'm saying
But
is a
compared to
lot
the
of
other ones,
these
it's not good.
where DC, it's like they had Superman, which waited way too long until they came out the next one. BVS did not that good. Suicide Squad didn't do that good. Then you had Wonder Woman that did good. Justice League didn't do good at all.
It didn't land the way it should have landed.
So I liked Aquaman again, but I just was kind of going off of what like Manny was saying. Did it do well in the theaters?
Yeah, it did well.
Yeah, it just not as well as they had hoped. When you look, and they keep trying to compare themselves to Disney, Disney took so long to build this universe, and that's what DC needs to do. But they've just kind of gotten hosed in all of it, and ParmAlarm gave me a hard time. I blame Christopher Nolan.
Which was the weirdest conversation. Like, how do you blame Christopher Nolan for DC's...
Let's hear it.
I just didn't understand the logic.
The reason why is because when he started this whole Batman movies, they asked him, will you oversee our DC universe and make a world out of this with Superman and all the characters and go on from there? And I had rumors that I've read through the internet is that he had talked about it in the beginning and then he was like, I'm good, and walked away. So they were kind of left holding the bag of like, what do we do from here? Obviously, they did the Superman movie, which did okay, but then they have never been able to recover since.
No, and that's
if
actually
he would have
interesting
stayed on,
information.
what would DC look like right now?
Right. Because that is really interesting information, because before I started understanding like the different universes, like the MCU and DC and everything, I just always looked at superheroes as like these are just superheroes. I didn't realize like how they all.
There's different teams.
Yeah, and they all
different-
like exist in different universes. So once I start learning about like DC and then the MCU, I'm like, what happened with Batman? Why was it so good? Like, why was that able to be so good and the rest of it is so garbage?
Because Christopher Nolan did something that nobody had ever done before. He changed superhero movies forever because he made Batman a non-joke and made it realistic. You had never seen a Batman movie that felt so real. Like, that
Right.
movie felt real.
It felt grounded.
It
Yeah.
totally did.
And nobody had ever done that
It
before.
wasn't
and
there was no
that's
campiness to it. No, like
and that's where Disney jumped on that, and Disney was like, oh, we need to do that. And that's where they kind of looked at and bought some rights to Marvel. And then when they saw Iron Man work, they grabbed up everything. And then it was a race that everybody in all the major studios were grabbing up every superhero they could get their hands on.
So you're saying Nolan changed the game,
Yes.
but I still don't see how that affects him ruining DC.
Yes, because if he would have stayed on, it could have been phenomenal.
so. It's not that he personally ruined it; it's that he could have made it better had he stayed on.
Yes.
What were we saying in the car? Like, that's like saying Michael Jordan ruined basketball.
Because he did.
He
Because he
did
was the
ruin
best.
basketball. How do you-
made
After
it
he
great.
left,
Basketball.
it was never the same.
So it's like because people can't reach up to that.
well, and I always laugh, and no offense to basketball fans, but I hate when like little kids are like, Michael Jordan's my favorite basketball player. You're like, you didn't even get to see him play the game.
You're like, how is he your favorite?
Yeah.
He's gone and retired.
Yeah, like he's been gone and retired.
well,
But no, it just crushes me because I'm a huge Christopher Nolan fan, and I feel like I never thought I was going to see Batman in a live action movie that cool. And, growing up on the 90s cartoon, which still holds up to this day, I feel like these Batman movies will hold the test of time for so long, where I don't know about that with the rest of the DC movies, that these Batman movies will be like a Star Wars, where it's like, you're talking about 20 or 30 years down the line
Right.
where people are like, oh, no, that trilogy, like that
that's
was
the
phenomenal.
Batman. Yeah.
And same with, a lot of these Marvel movies. Like, I think when kids go back in 20 years from now and they watch this whole story that they've woven together, they're going to be like, dude, this is insane. And that's what I think Christopher Nolan could have done for the DC universe.
Yeah, well, I mean, they took the same idea with Marvel, and DC went out and said, hey, we're going to have trouble with Zack Snyder directing this movie and finishing this movie. Let's go out, and who do they get? They got Josh Whedon,
Yeah.
who orchestrated Phase 1
Right.
of the MCU. So maybe DC has some life in them to make sure that happens.
I really
To build
want.
out universe.
I just hope that they can stop stumbling and just kind of really dig their heels in and just keep coming out with movies consistently and focus more on these characters and building them and, and making them care about us, because like bringing in Cyborg so fast, you didn't have that connection with Cyborg.
Right.
Even with Ant-Man, with his movies, you still are connected to him because you've seen him in 2 movies.
Right.
Well, like 4 movies now.
Yeah.
He's had 2 of his own. He was in
Infinity.
Civil War.
Oh, and Infinity War and Endgame, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Oh, wait,
He
he
wasn't in Infinity, but
War.
he was in Endgame.
So 4, yeah.
He's been in a lot of movies. You have this attachment to him.
Right.
But that was a long...
Can I ask
Back to
Wait, can I ask a stupid question? Who's Cyborg?
Oh my God, Ray Fisher. He's the half man, half machine in Justice League.
Like,
Oh yeah, I've never seen Justice
He's
League.
the
What?
younger African American gentleman.
Can I tell you something? I don't really like DC movies.
and you're
they're not
getting
very
mad
good.
because...
Like you said, they stumble.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I think the Marvel MCU are the best movies.
But see...
But I don't think that they're the only ones who should be allowed
But
to do it.
You are... That's a
But they've
That's a
got
double
the
standard,
formula.
because what you're saying is, other people should have these properties, but you're not even supporting these other properties.
Maybe you'd like DC better if it was owned by Disney.
Yep.
Right.
And they did it right.
I mean, that's probably true, but that's what's so annoying about it. I have seen Wonder Woman and Aquaman, but I haven't seen Justice League. I don't religiously see them like I do the Marvel movies.
But that's how everybody is, and that's why these movies aren't successful. Is because people are like, oh, it's not Disney, so I'll just put it on the back burner. Where when you go out, you always go see a brand new
But also maybe it's
Marvel
because
movie.
Disney has all the money and all the rights, and they can hire the best people.
It doesn't
that's
matter.
part of
You're
it.
still trying to say that they shouldn't own it. The reason why is because they're not hitting their numbers.
But it's not. I'm not only saying that they shouldn't own it. I'm saying that it doesn't have to be 100%. Like, why can't they share Spider-Man? Why can't they just come to terms with that? Why can't Sony have a little bit of it? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that like the DC is like not even in
because
the conversation.
all Spider-Man or all Sony is doing is collecting a paycheck at this point. They built him to what he is now. I mean,
Who?
you think about
Sony?
No, Disney.
Disney
Disney found
and-
Tom Holland. Disney wrote the story. Disney came up with his new get-ups, the Iron Spider suit. Sony had never even thought about doing the Iron Spider suit. They're the ones that have built his character and made him a merchandise.
But I'm just saying, if you guys own Spider-Man and Disney was doing what they were doing to Spider-Man, you would never give up Spider-Man.
How about half?
If you're telling me right now, Disney's like, we're going to pay you this much money, you have to do nothing, okay, sign me up, give me that money.
Yeah,
because that contract ends at a certain amount of time. It's not like it's for the rest of time. This is another 5 or 6 movies.
But it's like the same thing James said. They own other characters. They want to try to build this. They're just trying to do something for their company because they have this little nugget of gold that is Spider-Man. They own that. They have that. And they don't want to let it go.
Yeah, but why
They're
not
trying
not
to
gone
protect it for the rest of their lives.
But they can lend it for a little bit. You're
Yeah.
gonna get it back.
Yeah, but they don't want to lend it for whatever Disney wants. Okay, and Disney has plenty of money. Okay.
This is what happens when cheese drinks beer.
I know, right? She gets so
Jeez.
hostile. You thought I was hostile.
Go back to your wine spritzers. But that being okay, let's bring it back to Spider-Man. Spider-Man, we don't know if this is final yet.
So we're all fighting for nothing?
We're all fighing right now.
What
We
if
don't
me
know.
and Buddy have fought for nothing? What if it doesn't even happen, brother?
It was
I
good
like that.
content.
Love to see you guys
It's
fight.
good to see you riled up for once.
I got I'm sweaty.
This may last like
You guys were
till
at
like
it for a while.
Thanksgiving, and
I know,
this
we
may
could-
ruin Thanksgiving for you.
It probably will
We're just
ruin
going to call
Thanksgiving.
and yell at each other.
We're actually going out of
What
town.
about when you were talking about Spider-Man?
We're going out of town together this weekend, and we're going to be together for
3
72
days.
hours, so we'll see. I might have to put my sister in between us on the plane.
Yeah.
All right, we need to jump ahead.
We need
Okay,
a
come on,
palate
you guys.
cleanser.
It's over an hour already. Let's get it.
Let's go.
We literally spent
Hug
that
it
whole
out.
Moving
time.
on. Moving on.
Hug it out, Nickersons.
Okay, so what else, James? What do we got? Give it to us.
Oh, so just real
Rapid
quick.
fire.
Wait, did we want to mention Matrix? Did we want to talk about that?
I think so. That's what I
yeah.
was going to jump to.
Okay, I would love to talk about that.
Yeah, let's do it. Matrix.
Okay, so me for one, if you want to know Cheese's opinion, I'm excited. Love Keanu Reeves. Okay.
Keanu.
Love Matrix, the first one for definitely. You know, the second one, whatever, third one, but the first one, love it. So I feel
What do you
like
mean the third one,
Is
the
there-
cave rave?
It got a little weird.
it got a little weird.
Yeah.
Which one? So Reloaded is the second.
Yeah, and then Revolutions.
Yeah, Revolutions is third. So the thing is you know what I think sometimes happens when they do this is like sometimes they like some time goes. You know, like the time frame that it was happening, the first one was so good, you know, but it's like they were just trying to build on it and the time frame was kind of weird or whatever. So like you let some time go by, you see that the first one is such a classic and that, you know, the technology, the CG, you know, all that stuff is really advanced. I think that they can really do this good if they realize that the first one
Was
This is
where
it.
it was at.
Yeah, they
that
need to,
was
like,
where it's at. You got to
recreate.
stick to this.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane.
'cause
That's
it's just
exactly right, brother. Stay in your lane and do it right. Because Kiana's got it. All right, he can do it.
Don't overcomplicate.
I think
let's go back to basics.
Go back to basics. Keep it simple. Let us just into that world a little bit. It doesn't need to be expanded into this cave raves or whatever.
I could just see them sitting in the movie theater, like all of us, and they're watching John Wick 3, and they're like, yeah, he could definitely still do a Matrix movie.
So
if we slow that down, it'll be just like a Matrix.
Yeah.
I think that's totally what happened. Wickles brought about.
He pretty much rebooted it and sponsored it all at the same time. Keanu's like, how much money is it going to take?
I think you were onto something, though, because when it came out, what was that, the 90s?
Yeah, the 90s. So
it was like
it's
99.
It's a different time.
So, like, sequels were like a money grab.
Right, exactly. And they didn't really care. They weren't even worried about what the content was or sticking to. They were just like, let's just make a movie.
I think Dad's messing with the lights.
Everything. Just to let you guys know, the lights for some reason have dimmed in here. And you know what? I want to let you know that the three amateurs that I'm working with all stopped talking because they couldn't even deal with the fact that the lights dimmed. So.
No, we were just
Cheese
laughing.
just kept talking.
I think this is a sign by Dad.
I got a flashlight.
Show is going too long.
Right.
You know what? Actually, that's a good idea. Maybe
ParmAlarm.
ParmAlarm. Everybody get ready. It's a ParmAlarm.
Yeah.
Matrix, I think they're going to do it well this time.
I do.
Because I think the level of movies and writing sequels, and it's more not about creating a sequel, it's about creating a universe.
Exactly. You know what, James? You're totally right.
Just like Marvel.
Exactly. You're totally right. That's exactly what it's all about.
Disney and they own the rights to this too?
They realize they better not buy it. I'll boycott.
You won't boycott.
No, but you know what?
Matrix.
Can I say real quick, just after that whole spiel of mine, I'm a total hypocrite.
I know, because you love Disney.
I love going to Disneyland. I love Disney movies. You know what I'm against? Big monopolies. I hate big monopolies. That's my 100% real truth. And that's why I get so upset.
So you hate corporate America.
Just in a lot of ways. But anyway, let's go on. So Matrix 4, we don't need to get into my politics.
Next segment.
Next!
What else we got? We got other news besides what Philippe covered? Oh, there's a new Bond.
Ooh.
Did you guys know that?
No, it's official. Title of fish.
Yeah, there's a Bond 25.
No Time to Die.
Time to Die.
Why does Die
Is
always...
this the girl one?
No, this is Daniel Craig again.
Oh, okay.
Why does Die always have to be in the titles?
It's a Bond thing.
Die tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll never die. Those are titles of all movies.
Of all movies?
Of James
Not all
Bond.
of
Of James Bond movies.
That's not accurate.
Goldfinger?
Sure.
Gold member.
Goldfinger must die.
I think
what about the golden gun?
The spy who shagged me. No.
Wait, what are we talking about here?
Sorry, we're jumping around.
All right.
I like gold.
I do still have a.
Wait, are we done with news?
I think so.
There's
some news. I said James Bond.
Wait, but I wanted to say so James Bond. That's good news. I did want to say that The Boys 2 season 2.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It said. I think it said summer. There's no official date, but summer 2020, I believe. James, is that right?
That's what I heard. Yeah, and it's going to be season 2 around the same time next year. I think it's going to be 8 episodes.
Okay,
right,
again,
I'm hooked.
I
can't wait.
Yeah.
So I
can't wait. I'm so excited.
I started following every single one of them on Instagram now, and I get a lot of they post pictures, of them filming season 2, and almost every picture is just bloody. I mean, there's just blood everywhere. Yeah. So I think it's going to be more of season 1, more gore, more blood. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. I think they're also going to start diving into a lot of the backstories of the superheroes, the 7. I really want to dig into Homelander. I want to dig so deep into Homelander.
Buddy is the Homelander of the podcast.
Definitely.
Stop giving him these names.
I do love that what he said.
Budlander.
I've lived my, I was the hero, but I've lived long enough to become.
Exactly.
Because I have
become the villain,
the heel of
we
the show.
Really nailed that, BT Dub. We totally nailed that.
Oh yeah,
we're like and the villain die.
Yeah, die.
Okay, so do we have any other niche?
The only thing I have is that YouTube Premium is going to be free as of September 24th. The only big thing I can see is that Cobra Kai, that kind of Karate Kid sequel.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
good.
That's
so
on
there's
there?
2 seasons of that, and that's coming out.
And YouTube makes it?
YouTube makes it starring Ralph
And it's gonna be
Macchio.
Yeah,
free?
It's, like
It's going to be free with ads.
With you have to watch commercials.
That's fine.
But it's going to be fun. I heard it's a really good show.
So what does
is
anyone
good.
know what YouTube live costs or premium costs?
You know, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But it's going to be free.
Okay.
So
So right now you can't watch it unless you
Free,
have
but with ads,
premium.
right?
have
It'll
it.
have ads.
Yeah, it'll have ads.
All right. That's all the news.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're done with news, you guys. Jeez, that was a lot. I mean, I know the Sony took up a lot of time. I'm sweating.
The Nickersons went into a
We fought. We fought about it.
sibling rivalry.
Yeah.
So
So if you guys don't know, Cheese and Buddy are brother and sister.
yes.
Unfortunately.
Deep cut
Very
knowledge.
fortunate. I'm very fortunate to have Cheese as a sister.
Oh, that's so sweet of
I
you. to
love
say.
her.
Oh, I love you too, brother.
So cute.
Say something
I
nice.
take
You
the-
know, well, the thing is, James,
Say something nice.
Navarro, is that on off screen, Buddy and I are like bestie friends.
Yeah.
We talk to each other every single day. On screen, we like to fight.
Yeah,
So I thought we were still doing that.
Well, you're obviously the mean one. I'm
And
the
then
nice
he came out
one.
with all this sweet stuff. But I talk to this fool every day.
Oh my god! Last episode when you guys were doing your cereals and they were like identical.
Oh.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm so mad that I didn't have Frosted Mini Wheats as my
couldn't
number
believe
one.
you didn't have that.
Because I came up with it super late, and I'm like, oh, I'm such a bad sister.
Because we used to fight her, though. She was the one that taught me to put only a couple in the milk.
I know, you got to do it. You guys, if you eat it, don't let it get soggy.
So, we do have a sidekick.
Sidekick mayo.
But can we disclaim for any new listeners out there, we don't normally let Buddy read emails because
That's
No.
true.
reading is not his strong suit.
No.
Which
Definitely
is fine.
not.
He has a lot of strong suits.
Talking is definitely my strong
Talking is
suit.
he's very good at talking.
He doesn't like using other people's words.
Yeah,
It's all about
reading
the words in Buddy's head.
You're
I
right.
have Buddy
Just jumble
isms.
around,
Yeah.
you know?
So if this is bad, we apologize.
All right. So we got to set the tone for this. I was in Texas, and I'm actually really upset I didn't bring this up. So me and Charlos was actually there
Charlos,
when
shout
this.
out. Deep cut.
Yeah, Charlos, you need to write in, by the way, because they said I gave you the big push and nobody's heard from you. So me and Charlos went to this Mexican restaurant, and we met this like bald, kind of bigger guy that owned it, and he was the weirdest like type. He's half Mexican and half Italian,
Okay.
and his name was Yimmy.
Wait, what?
Yimmy.
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 So we started getting all excited. We call him Senor Yimmy.
Senor Yim.
Senor.
Listen here, a Senor Yimmy. So I'm actually can't believe this because I didn't think this would actually happen. Me and Carlos were in there, and Charlos got into this joke of leaving my business card everywhere. So anywhere we would go, he would put it in random places.
Oh, like the Hardly Heroes?
Yeah, you would never guess where he would put this Hardly Heroes one. So, like, he would stick it on the wall, or like the restaurant would have business cards and he would stick it in there. So it was like this funny joke Charlos had going on this whole time. So we're in the pizza restaurant, this Italian restaurant, and he kind of like is slyly like trying to put this business card away. And the owner, Senor Yimi, is what we like to call him.
Yimmy.
He caught us and he's like, "What are you doing?" And Charlos was like, "Well, he's part of this podcast, and like, you know, we just kind of put the business card everywhere." And he was like, "What's a podcast?" So we kind of tell him what the podcast is and all this stuff. And I didn't think anything of it, but I was like, "You should write in," and we gave him the card. And I never thought anything would happen about it. So here we go.
Senor Yimmy?
Senor Yimmy
right.
wrote into the show, and it says, name Yimmy. But I will always call you Senor Yimmy. So it goes, "Hello, heroes." And this is really bad broken English. Sorry, Senor Yimmy.
And this is like as a joke, or does he actually have bad broken English?
I'm guessing because it's...
Didn't you talk to him?
Well, I
little
talked to him.
choppy.
It was bad, but I didn't think like this bad. So it says, "Hello, heroes. Today I would like if Buddy could read my email.
We'll try.
My buddy, a.k.a. a meatball, a.k.a. Sassy Pants, a.k.a. Mad King, a.k.a. Senior Sterling," which he did call me, which was really cool, a.k.a. Fruity Pebble.
Oh.
Whoa,
He's been
eater.
listening.
Dang, he's listening.
I don't
good.
like this Fruity Pebble eater, Senor Yimi. I do not appreciate that. My name is Senor Yimi. I have been listening to the podcast, he said pod, for a month now. I heard about it from my baddie, B-A-D-D-Y, Meatball here in Killeen. So he heard it from me in Texas. I called him a meatball because he looks like my son before he got all round like a meatball. Senor Sterling told me he would like to hear our story and how we became Senor Yimi and friends. So I wanted to tell the story. And before now, Senor Yimi sat around the phone with his 10 kids listening to the podcast with no mention of Senor Yimi. And they put sidekick with the meatball out.
Yes.
Wow.
Senor Yimmy.
So
That is amazing.
I had no idea that Senor
guy.
Yimi would call in. But it became our ongoing joke at Texas when I was with everybody. We would just say Senor Yimi.
Senor Yimi.
But me and Carlos were the only ones that knew about Senor Yimi,
yeah.
but it was still like everybody thought it was funny. But thank you, Senor Yimi.
Shout out.
Thank you so much, Senor Yimi, for writing in.
And
That was hilarious.
thank you
the
for-
meatball.
I like that he says him and his 10 kids around one phone listening to the Hardly Heroes podcast. So hopefully that card is still up there. So.
When you first started reading, I couldn't tell if it was like a Mexican accent or if it was like an Italian accent.
Well, they're like
It's
both.
definitely the Italian accent.
Yeah.
I like the kind of in and out of it.
Yeah,
Actually,
that was good.
Thank you for making me read it. Sorry I didn't hopefully I didn't butcher
I know,
it too
you
bad.
guys,
That was pretty good. You
It
did-
was
you
actually
did
pretty
well
good.
with the
So
words.
maybe he can read broken English.
I can read broken English because I
In fact,
yeah.
broken English.
broken English myself. But a Senor Yimi,
Yimi.
please write in again. And you
Oh my
too,
God.
Charlos.
Charlos, I want to hear from you. Yimi, I want to hear from you.
Oh, I hope I get to see Charlos when I'm down in L.A.
Donde estás, Carlos?
Yeah, you guys. Someone.
Oh, did I tell you about that? I talked to Charlos. People are calling him Charlos at work now.
Oh, yes.
And his wife calls him Charlos.
I love it. That's actually perfect.
And
That's
I
a
think his
perfect
brother-in-law, because he's like the fourth Carlos
name.
in his family.
Yeah,
so.
Charlos is great.
Started the
Charlos.
thing.
All right, so what else?
Senor Yimi.
Yimi. So we did the sidekick mail. Wait, is this my packet is this my right packet?
I would hope you would. Gosh, you're killing the momentum here.
There's
So
like a
many
lot of
packets
there's
laying
a
around
lot because
everywhere.
I'll
Why do you
leave
have old packets?
I'll leave my old packets in here.
You know what is kind of cool though is like if we keep the old packets, do you keep them on like a spreadsheet or do you have them like saved?
Yeah, I do.
It'd be fun to go back.
Yeah.
Like
I have it.
So just a few things. We will be at. We already mentioned this, but we'll be at California Republic
hold
Comic
on.
Con.
Will all of us be there?
Cheese probably won't be there.
Cheese, come on,
You know what Cheese is doing? Cheese is actually spray tanning for a bodybuilding show.
What?
Yeah. So if anybody didn't know this, I said that wrong. For anybody that didn't know, Cheese spray tans on the side. Okay, it's a side biz I got. I spray
Side
tan.
hustle?
So I got hired by.
Are you trying to use the podcast
Like
to
you
get
do the
more?
spraying?
I do the
of the
spraying.
tanning?
I have a spray, like an airbrush spray gun that I spray tan. And
Are we getting paid for this advertisement?
I know
or?
what's going
And
on.
I got
Birdie and spray?
hired.
Maybe you can
I got hired by
hook your boy up.
by a bodybuilding show to do spray tanning. So
I thought she was about to say Bill Gates.
that's what I'm doing on this.
Okay.
So anyway, the other heroes will be at California Republic Comic Con in Merced, California on September 14th of 2019. So can someone else? So James, will you read these guests that are going to be there? Because I feel like I'm going to screw those names up.
Oh, who's gonna be there? Oh, Eddie Dezine from Greece will be
Ooh.
there. He's been in a bunch of stuff. Like he's one of those guys. Like you're like, oh, what's that name? But like as soon as you see him, you're like,
Right.
oh my god, I've
totally.
seen him in so many
Yeah,
things.
yeah, yeah.
And then this one's for Buddy. Ingvild Delia will be there, aka
Princess Leia from the
Princess
Rogue
Leia.
One.
Rogue
That's
One,
his
and you're gonna
jam.
talk about it.
Talk about it.
So I actually want to
But
throw
wait, hold on. She was also in what is it? One of the Marvel movies.
Age of Ultron.
Yes. there you
Yeah.
go.
Shout
That'll
out.
be fun.
I knew it. I just read it on the packet. So I just also want to throw this out there because this has been in our packet for a few weeks, and I just want to mention it because
Real
I'm
quick.
not committing to anything. There is a fun run 5K run here in Sacramento. That's like it's called like what's it called?
Sacramento,
Hero Run or
California.
something.
Super Run 5K.
Yes, it's a
It's
superhero
themed 5K. So people dress up as superheroes and run/walk a 5K.
Or fly if you have that ability.
Right. Or fly. So I want.
And we've been talking about running that Disneyland.
We've been talking
5K.
about doing the Disney one, but that's kind of a lot of money and a time commitment. So
well, they put a pause on it because they didn't know what crowds would be like for
for the
Galaxy's
Star Wars.
Edge.
Yeah.
So there's no 5Ks for the next 3 years. Or
Oh,
something like that
oh,
in
okay.
Disneyland.
Well, so that's so then we started thinking like, hey, how about we get the Hardly Heroes, some sidekicks, we do this. We could even a great idea actually I'm just having right now is we could actually get people to sponsor us and we could donate all that money to Project Wish Upon a
Ooh,
Star.
I do like that. It's a good jab.
So we really like this idea. It is it's in November. It's November 9th. We really like this idea. We want to kind of drum it up and see what you guys think. I'm not running because I don't run.
Yeah, you are.
But I will walk/fast walk /jog.
Maybe we'll put you in like a wagon.
What is
Yeah.
what is this? Jogging or maybe
No,
it's
it's jogging.
yogging.
It's jogging.
It's got a soft J.
Like Yimmy?
I guess I guess you just run for
Senor
a period
yogging?
of time.
Yeah, so I just wanted to throw that out
Senor,
there
hear me?
to the boys. I wanted to ask you guys. I wanted sidekicks. What do you think? Let's do it.
That sounds awesome. Like a Hardly Heroes run all
Run.
together.
And then
heroes and sidekicks.
Sidekicks and heroes, and then of course Project Wish Upon a Star.
Yeah.
Oh, get them up here. Yeah, that's a
Let's
good
do
idea.
it. Let's
that'd be
get this
super
started.
fun.
Yeah, we
Sounds
could
like a
get
thing.
Darren and Veronica up here, start pumping it up. I think we should do it.
We'll get Star
I'm excited.
at the finish line.
We should put Star on like some wheels and push her.
Oh, that's a good idea. Maybe
put her at the
we
finish
should
line.
do a poll on the Sanctorum and see check
if
on
people are
interest.
interested.
Yeah.
It's a great idea. Yay or nay?
I sanction that.
Okay, Buddy is sanctioned. Okay, so I think that's it, you guys. We've run. God, every time Navarro is here, the ParmAlarm drags it on. ParmAlarm. ParmAlarm.
This is a short one.
Everybody get ready. It's the ParmAlarm.
I need something more upbeat next time.
Well, that was the we're winding
We're winding down. That's how I felt.
Okay, so let's brother, Buddy, Mad King, Sturaldino, where can they find
The
us?
breaker of ankles, is they have once said. They can find us on Instagram at Hardly Heroes. They can find us on Facebook at Hardly Heroes. They can find us on YouTube at Hardly Heroes. They can find us on Twitter at Hardly Heroes.
Number one.
But one of the funnest places to find Hardly Heroes and have the most fun,
Yes.
go to the Facebook page and go to the Hardly Heroes Sanctorum on Facebook.
Search
and keep
Hardly
the
Heroes.
conversation going.
That's where we keep the conversation going. We are really active in it. We have conversations. We meme.
and
we
it makes it
news alerts.
It makes it so much more fun because it keeps this show going. And so,
Throughout
like, if
the
we
week.
said anything wrong
Yeah.
or anything's kind of funny, it just kind of keeps going
Yeah.
in there.
Exactly.
And for all things Hardly Heroes, just go to hardlyheroes.com.
And please, all new listeners, everybody that hopefully that we gained at the the Silicon Valley Comic Con
San Josie.
and San Jose, please email us anything. It
yeah,
does
let us know that you
just anything. Just say
you-
hi. Say you guys suck. Say we love you.
So those
Say anything.
people that you're sitting there of like, oh, they don't care if we write in. We really do.
We really care. All we want is to hear from you guys. So please email us at hardlyheroes@gmail.com. please,
Or you
please.
can just go to hardlyheroes.com and send it from there. And please send us some so we don't have to read the ParmAlarms.
I know, because we're so sick of the Parm
So you brought me in
the
the studio.
ParmAlarm.
Everybody get ready.
It's a ParmAlarm.
All right.
Tune in next week with a show without the ParmAlarm.
I'm not even gonna write in.
I
promise.
Just remember one thing.
Disclaimer: they don't know shit.
Bye.
See you guys.
You guys have a good night.